a.m. on Big City 101.3 FM. Wake up with the Radio Rebel. Politics, news, conspiracies. Wake up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. It's the type of stuff I'm into, all right? Make sure you tune in. Let's go.
Hey, what's going on? It is Sly King all the way in Birmingham, Alabama, and there's really only one way to wake up and start your morning every single day, and that is with my girl, TaylaAndre, on Big City 101.3 FM.
Good rising, good rising, good rising. How y'all feeling? Everybody's on vacation. I'm in here by myself. Ain't nobody on their way to work. Everybody else is chilling. I want to chill too. Good rising, grand rising. I'm in my feelings today. I'm all the way in my feelings. As far as this weekend was concerned, it was hot. It was amazing. Melanin popping. It feels good. Yeah. And I'm in my feelings all the way. Because this sunshine got me, I'm activated in ways that I typically am not. My vibration is on high. My energy field is blocking. Looking like the Heisman Trophy. Talking about melanin, talking about your melanin popping. You know, melanin is currently $328 a gram. And a German white woman completes her transition into a black woman. She does not look like a black woman. She looks like a woman that did a lot of tanning. She completed her transition into a black woman. And this is real. No, I'm not. No. Taylor, no, I'm serious. I'm really serious. She makes Rachel Dolezal look innocent. I swear. First, sweet baby Jesus. She is a German model, Martina Adams, known as Martina Big because of her insanely huge breast implants that apparently have been botched. And she has completed her transition into a black woman. Quote unquote. Adams had been making media rounds in Romania talking about her transition, and it's ridiculous. She spoke about her experience as a black woman, has complained about people not believing that her passport is valid. I'm a black girl with black hair, so I have to change my passport soon. And that's the only complaint that she has, is that as a black woman, she's mistreated. People don't treat her fairly. Life isn't. I'm sorry. What did you think was going to happen when you turned yourself into a black woman? Lord have mercy. Help us, sweet baby Jesus. But I really read that story because it's to me it's scary. And it's scary because, okay, as far as the transgendered situation, I have no, do what you do. This is your life. Live your best life now. That's the topic of Power Hour. Live your best life now. But as far as transgendered is concerned, now all of a sudden as a man, I have to wonder whether or not you were born a man or if you're just really beautiful as this female that was born a female. I've been seeing some of these transgendered males that look better than females. And I used to think that it was only like a joke type thing. You guys remember, was it Ricky Lake or Sally Jesse Raphael? But one of the old shows where they used to always have, can you guess which one's a male? Can you guess which one's a female? I just thought it was that type. When I was younger, I never knew that this was a real thing. What scares me is, A, little black children have been disappearing in the hundreds of thousands every single year. B, melanin is, again, $300+ per gram. That is more expensive than any drug on the market or off the market. And B, people think this is becoming socially acceptable. She is not the only one. Adams is not the only one that has been getting melanin injections to make her skin darker and becoming a black woman. There's also a man who did it as well. I want to give a huge shout out to Remy Ma. Remy Ma knows about the incarceration struggle. She is fighting against privatized prisons. She said if you try to fill out a job application, if you try to apply for housing, if you try to do anything as simple as voting, you can't because it's something you did. So it's never really like you paid your debt to society. You're constantly paying for it over and over and over again. And the system is designed for you to fail. There was a report that was done. Alex Squire of ERC. This report shines a light on what is happening to these women long after their interaction with the criminal justice system has ended. Black women and one white woman were chosen to apply for housing in 60 multifamily complexes in D.C. Each woman was given a profile to use when applying for housing, detailing her crime and annual income level and profession. And then what they profiled was completely insane. They said the report concluded that there are severe differences in how information and services are provided to Black women. This difference includes things like being offered different housing fees as far as application fees or renter's fees. It also found that there were different reactions to the applicant's criminal record, and when white rather than Black, they found that more information was given freely to the white women. They were more likely to receive helpful and sympathetic reactions to their stories. It's hard being a Black woman in America, but being a Black woman with a past makes it unworthy in so many's eyes. The fight to protect themselves is basically pushing for equality and begging for equality. It's 2017 and we still begging. I don't know when people gonna wake up. A 7-year-old, I love Blavidity. Thank you, Blavidity. A 7-year-old entrepreneur runs her own food truck, and people are loving it. I am so excited. She's 7 years old. Her name is Kylie McGee. She's from Little Rock, Arkansas, and she is a business owner of a hot food truck. It all started when she ran a lemonade stand in her grandparents' backyard last year, which brought her much success, but of course she decided to expand and making the lemonade stand mobile. We had a lemonade stand at my grandparents' backyard and we started to make a lot of money with it. So I thought, why don't we have a lemonade stand and bring it to events? That baby is so smart. McGee's mother, Gabrielle Williams, piqued her daughter's dedication and figured she was ready to evolve. She has so much fun with it and she had a chance to kind of get an idea of how it would be to be an entrepreneur. And it has grown. That baby's food truck is everywhere. I'm so excited for her. McGee's mother certainly recognizes how her daughter has personally benefited, noting that the venture is teaching her responsibilities such as how to save money and how to count money. I'm really excited for this little baby. She said everybody's going crazy about the pineapple snow cones with pineapple juice at the bottom. It's the best lemonade people have ever had, or some of the reports. So shout out to her. Shout out to everything that she's doing. You can't tell me that there ain't no jobs out here. And I will always go back to Professor Devin saying that you don't have to beg for a job. You just have to go out there and create one for yourself. What are you good at? What are you good at? What do you know how to do? Are you skilled with your hands? If you are, but don't know, what field you should go in, or you don't have a license, I would say for you to go out and contact T. Michael Thomas of the People's Academy. He's getting ready to launch orientation. If you know anyone, hear my voice. If you know somebody who needs a trade, if you know somebody who needs a job, if you know somebody who has a query, if you know somebody that has a past, if you know somebody who needs a little bit of help and to get paid training how to be a sheet metallist, a copperman, contact T. Michael Thomas. If you have a phone, Google the People's Academy. You're driving, you're walking, whatever you're doing, the People's Academy, T. Michael Thomas. I need you to, of any age, it doesn't matter. well, maybe 18. You might want to do that. I'm trying to pull up this, what's the name for you? Academy. The People's Academy came up. It's a 501(c) nonprofit organization. Contact us. The People's Academy Inc.org. And there's no phone number on you. 617-571-7244, the People's Academy. Or you can just head over to 8 Sumner, SUMNER Park in Dorchester. That's right off of Stoughton Street. Baby, there's no excuses. If a 7-year-old can go ahead and get a food truck popping, you can get out here and make your dreams come true too. Do not believe the hype that you have to go to work and clock in and build, quote unquote, somebody else's dream and just have a just over broke, a job. You guys can create whatever the hell you want. Whatever you were put on this earth, you are greater. What did Jesus say? You were put on this earth to do things as I did and things greater? I know, I botched that. I butchered it. But you have to start believing in your greatness and start moving forward what it is you believe you were put here for. A New Jersey assembly passed a bill requiring schools to teach children how to interact with the police. But the truth of the matter is they need to teach the police how to interact with people, because apparently they didn't get the memo that, hey, I'm human, you're no different than me, take that uniform off and you're going to say we both bleed red. Blue lives matter. That's perfectly fine. I completely understand. But take that uniform off and start treating people like you want to be treated. How would you feel if people treated you the way you've been treating folks? And this weekend has really sat heavy with me as far as the police department's decision. There were a couple questions that came in regarding the press conference that Police Commissioner Evans had. And the man never came forth to apologize. The man never came forth to say, yo, my bad. You know, he said that I'm not racist. They had Gross out here speaking on his behalf. That's a grown man. And that grown man had enough sense to go ahead and make the damn slideshow, make a damn video. He didn't have enough sense to come to the public and say, yo, my bad. There were questions regarding what type of community service will he be doing? What type of updates will the community be receiving? Will he still be in the Roxbury-Dorchester Mattapanna? Will they go ahead and move him to like a Southie district? Because if you cannot suspend a mindset for you to think that black people have met their match, please expand upon what you thought that meant to you. You can't suspend that. There were a couple questions. And I sent them in to the police commissioner, and we will wait until Wednesday to get an answer because I understand that it's, whatever. And I sent the questions in on Friday. I'll give them until Wednesday, and then we can check back as far as those questions are concerned. So your questions that you asked regarding the incident have been sent, and as soon as I get a reply, I will then forward them to you. A bill made it through the New Jersey General Assembly on Thursday requiring schools to teach kids how to interact with police in a manner marked by mutual cooperation and respect, because this is what the world has come to. Though I wonder if the Assembly realizes that mutual means that it's not solely up to the children to build a said cooperation and respect, Assembly Bill A1114 passed unanimously 76-0, according to reports, and will now make its way to the Senate. The bill mandates that school districts beginning in 2018 will have to teach children how to talk to law enforcement officers. I wish y'all could see my face right now. Will teach children how to talk to law enforcement officers starting in kindergarten, and the instructions will continue as part of the social studies curriculum all the way through 12th grade. This seemed like I don't know if y'all read the book George Orwell's 1984, but this sounds like some really serious deprogramming. Like, we are going to program these kids to have all this respect in the world for police officers. It's mutual. Like, it's... Woosa, New Jersey. I think y'all is in language. Language. Are you paying attention to the language, to what is being said and how it's being said regarding how they needed to speak to the children, how the children need to speak to police? I want y'all to pay attention to the language. You guys remember about 2, maybe even 3 weeks ago, we had their attorney on talking about the language in the bill as far as marijuana is concerned. That language disenfranchised anybody with a drug felony conviction, or anyone who has a family member of a drug felony conviction. So if I myself, Tayla Andre, upstanding leader in the community, have $100,000, I want to open a dispensary. I can't because I have a cousin that is a drug felon, a convicted drug felon, which prohibits, based on the language that's in the bill, the House bill for the marijuana law. Pay attention to the language. Be mindful of what's being said. California bans travel to more than 4 states that discriminate against LGBT Americans. This is insane, but, I know we have travel bans across the globe, but to have a travel ban here in America, no. They don't support LGBT. We're not flying there no more. California Attorney General Xavier Breca announced Thursday that his state will prohibit state-funded and state-sponsored travel to Alabama, Kentucky, South Dakota, and Texas due to discriminatory legislation enacted in those states that target LGBTQ Americans. Our country has made great strides in dismantling presidential. Lord have mercy. Can I speak? No, I can't. Against dismantling prejudice laws that have deprived too many people of our fellow Americans of their precious rights. Sadly, that is not the case in all parts of our nation. Even the 21st century, I am announcing today that I am adding 4 states to the list of states where California funded or sponsored travel will be restricted on account of their discriminatory laws. This is a state bill, AB 1887, which will go into effect as soon as possible. I think this is absolutely ridiculous. And if this is the case, can you please limit travel to states where police officers kill black people and get no indictment? How is that any different? How is that any different? When the LGBTQ community, and I do not, at no point in time, do I have anything against anybody who self-identifies as LGBT or Q, but your fight, your disenfranchisement started yesterday. But yet, those laws are enacted, and the damn state and attorney general is saying, we're not flying to these states. Travel ban on these states. But yeah, what type of travel ban, what type of conversations, what type of bills are being enacted as far as how minorities, really majorities, how majorities are being treated by law enforcement? Oh yeah, Flint still doesn't have water, in case you didn't know that. Flint still is waiting for clean water, still drinking out of bottles, still bathing out of bottles, still unable to run the water and put water in the pot to make macaroni and cheese, still without water, in case you didn't know. And guess what? The state files a lawsuit against the city after the council refuses to approve a long-term water contract with Detroit. Flint City Council refused to approve a 30 years, like this is a home mortgage. You don't see all these damn pipes going out on it. All this construction going on in the city is not just whatever, Xfinity, putting wires in the ground so they can go ahead and monopolize your cable and internet. It's also your water and your pipes, and we have some of the oldest pipes in America. And that's what's being changed right now. I'm not understanding why they need a 30-year contract with Great Lakes Water Authority out of Detroit, despite mandatory deadline imposed by the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality. On Wednesday, the state responded by filing a lawsuit against the city, alleging the city is endangering public health as ongoing saga of the lead-contaminated water continues. I just want to remind you that this has been going on for well over 3 years. Well over 3 years. They could have started removing them pipes well over 3 years ago. They could have even taken some of the community members and just like, hold on, you guys want to learn construction? Somebody could have learned construction, got their license, became a foreman, opened their own business, and got some of the city and state and federal money to change out those pipes. They're endangering the residents of Flint. They've been endangering the residents of Flint. Flint still doesn't have clean water. Charges dropped against the only officer to face criminal charges related to Sandra Bland. The former Texas State Trooper Brian Encina, who arrested motorist Sandra Bland 2 years ago, was the only officer to face criminal charges in connection with her mysterious death in a Texas jail. But as of Wednesday, the criminal charges against him have been dropped, and I hope that her family civilly sues the hell out of the entire department, everyone getting it. I don't know if you guys remember that I read this story probably about 2 months ago, where it was being considered whether or not, instead of suing the department, that the officer, him or herself, is civilly sued. And there is, like, right now they don't have insurance. The department takes care of whatever legal needs that they have, but not going through the legal needs of the department, but actually suing the officer criminally and civilly. And I was just like, shoot, this sounds like a good idea. I think it would make officers start second guessing whether or not they're pulling triggers the way that they do. A Rhode Island firefighter is fired after a racist fried chicken remark. Too bad our own Boston police isn't fired. A Providence, Rhode Island firefighter who arrived at the home of a bleeding elderly black woman has been fired after telling her to stop eating fried chicken. That's all he said. That is all he said. Thank you, Rhode Island. Thank you, Rhode Island. Thank you, Providence. But yet we have police officers that police Roxbury out here talking about black people have met their match. And he's like, suspended 6 months. Don't do that again. You make us look bad. We're a great team. Put the black man out there. Let him. You tell him. You tell him. He's sorry. You tell him. You tell him he's sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. They put Gross out there, had Gross looking like, Gross, I love you. I love every ounce of you. But they wouldn't have put me out front. They wouldn't have put me out there talking about some he's sorry. Now bring your ass out here and tell people how sorry you are. Black people met their match, huh? Come on. No, Gross. I think that was a bad look. All the way bad looking. With him being the historian that he is, with him being the educator that he is. You know how many times Gross been in the seat being interviewed, talking about he don't stand for this and he don't stand for that? Then how you stand there and let them tell you to relay a message on behalf of that grown man? He should have came out to that podium by himself if he was really remorseful. When you sorry for something, you put yourself on that chopping block and you say, I'm sorry. I apologize. You don't have nobody be your mouthpiece because nobody else made that damn slideshow. Thank you, Providence, Rhode Island. He walked in there, told a woman stop eating fried chicken, and they fired his ass. They should have fired this racist cop and then suspended the friend who was in the video. Because they know damn well that that video circulated around the department before it even made its way mainstream to us. And I know when he was just like, I had no idea it was being made, but you knew that you saw the video, right? Did you see the video? I should be the damn attorney. Did you see the video? Did you at any point in time tell him that was wrong? Probably not. Y'all probably had a good hearty laugh about it. Stop eating fried chicken. That's all it took for Providence, Rhode Island firefighters to be fired. To be fired. Thank you. Venus Williams was involved in a fatal car crash in Florida. According to reports, on June 9th, there was a car crash in Palm Beach Gardens that resulted in a fatality, and the crash is currently under investigation, but it was reported that Williams is at fault. Her lawyer said that she was not cited or charged with anything. What we can say is Palm Beach Garden Police Department is currently conducting an investigation into the traffic crash involving Miss Venus Williams, and we will know otherwise if she will face any type of criminal charges. Jerome Barson was 78 years old, was injured in the car, which was being driven by his wife, and died 2 weeks later. So our condolences. I cannot imagine what Venus is going through, just psychologically, just emotionally. You know, regardless if it's her fault or not, I can only imagine that weight on her conscience and how she may feel. Barack Obama Boulevard. I love it. I love it. Los Angeles City Council votes unanimously to rename a street after the former president. And I think it's amazing. Rodeo Drive is a 3.5-mile stretch of road that runs from east of the city to west of the city. It crosses over Crenshaw Boulevard and Lamert Park. I could be saying that wrong. The famous Black Art District, and comes to an end at Arlington Avenue. The motion was proposed by City Council President Herb Wesson. Shout out to Herb. Wesson introduced Obama as his first campaign rally in Los Angeles 9 years ago at a park, and now he is considering changing Rodeo Drive to Los Angeles City Council. Said that, yeah, Barack Obama Boulevard sounds about right. I'm wondering what street in Boston can we change? Maybe Dudley. You guys know the history of Dudley? Do you guys know the history of Jackson? Huh? No? Do you know the history of Ruggles? Do you know who any of these men were? They were slave owners. Maybe we can change Ruggles to Barack Obama train station. Maybe we can change Jackson. Do you know who Seaver is? Seaver Street? No? Yeah, well, just let's think about it. Homeland Security officer indicted for kicking a handcuffed man in the head. The Department of Homeland Security officer is facing charges after being caught on video kicking a handcuffed man in the head outside federal building in California. The officer is identified as the 46-year-old Jason Roswell, an inspector with the Federal Protective Services. What an oxymoron. What an oxymoron. Federal Protective Services, and just kicking handcuffed people in the head. Yo, can I pause for 5 seconds? Can I stand on a soapbox really quickly? I truly believe that we let anybody be a damn police officer. Now, anybody who went and is currently on the list and have been on the list for 10 years, 12 years, I have family members that have been on that list for umpteen years, waiting to become a police officer. But because nepotism is real, a lot of them are sitting there waiting. The police department, if I am correct, is 72. No. It's 54% Caucasian in a city which is damn near 54% Black. And then we had some more Latino. And then we have some more Asians. Like, they're definitely a minority, but they're a majority when it comes to the fire department, when it comes to the police department. But we cannot just let anybody become a teacher and let anybody become a police officer, especially in service. I remember applying for a customer service job, and they ask you these meticulous questions. You have to fill out like 180 questions to find out whether or not you will steal. to find out whether or not you will use company property for your own benefit, to find out, the mindset of this person. And it was a customer service job, front desk, entry level. Hello, how are you? 180 questions. And I'm wondering what type of vetting process is like, as far as racially charged or stigma related or discrimination, like what type of questions are asked to say, you might be on the side of a racist, like you might be part of the KKK. You might have this ideology. Oh, damn, you have a tattoo that says that is your ideology. Like, please help me understand how we let anybody be teachers and then get mad at the fact that they're not qualified to work with our students. That they're not qualified to walk into somebody's house that's bleeding, stop eating fried chicken. That's not qualified to go out there and make a damn slideshow. Black people have met their match in using a picture of carnival. The incident happened in October of 2016, where the 46-year-old Jason Roswell, an inspector with the Federal Protective Services, was indicted on Thursday on the accusations. Again, the language making them seem oh so innocent. How is it an accusation when A, you were indicted, and B, we caught it on film? And you can run and tell that. Language. If you learn nothing from me, it canceled. If you learn nothing from me, if you take nothing away from my show, if it's Tayla's horrible, Freaky Fridays are disgusting, and I hate her, can't stand her, if you take nothing away, listen to the language of any news report, listen to the language of what's being said, listen to the language, always, of when you're being spoken to, and when you, quote-unquote, are supposed to be listening. Condolences to the 28 that were injured in the Little Rock nightclub shooting. Disputes between concertgoers at a club in Little Rock, Arkansas, turned violent early Saturday with a blaze of gunfire, resulting in 28 injuries. Amongst those, 25 were treated for gunshot wounds, and 2 people were listed in critical condition. Local police quickly pointed that the incident was not related to terrorism, though no motives have been established and no arrests. Victims aged from 16 to 35 years old, and everyone is expected to survive. But again, I want you to be mindful that there are 2 people that are critically in critical condition right now, so we don't know which way that will really turn. Steph Curry scores the richest deal in NBA history with a $200 million contract. It's actually $201 million with no options. And go on, boo. From $44 million to $200 million, go do what you do. Do what you do. All-girls robotic team from Afghanistan was denied visas to compete in the U.S. competition. It's an all-girls robotic team from Afghanistan. They were denied a week-long travel visa to accompany their project at an international competition in Washington, D.C. The inaugural first global challenge, which will focus on clean water access, will be held in mid-July, while the Afghan team robotics team will be there to compete. The 6 teenage girls who worked hard to create it will not. According to Forbes, the girls made a 500-mile journey from their home city to the heart of the American embassy in Kabul 2 separate times in an attempt to secure their visas, only to be rejected both times without knowing why. Instead, they will have to watch the competition on Skype, and this is because of our president. This is because of our president. This nonsensical nonsense is because of the man that we voted to lead our country. I think I still have, I do. Let me play this for you really quickly. As far as YouTube is concerned, I'm not and cannot play this on air because it is copywritten and they won't let me do it. But it goes on to talk about the H-1B visas. And if it wasn't for the H-1B visas from all around, like across the world, and having these people with H-1B visas come to America, we would not have the industry that we have. We wouldn't have the tech. We wouldn't have Silicon Valley. We wouldn't have STEAM. We wouldn't have STEM. Because all of the people that are in these fields are not Americans. We are not in these fields. Let alone Black Americans are not in these fields. We are in fucking basketball making $200 million a year, thinking that that's a goal that we can work for, instead of putting our children in engineering or something that... Anyways, he's talking about the H-1B visas and how America would not be America if it wasn't for these people that we allowed in this country, because Americans don't have any common sense to do the right thing or go into fields that are prosperous.
Visa, okay? You realize that in the United States, 50% of all PhD candidates are foreign-born? At my system, one of the biggest in the United States, 100% of the PhD candidates are foreign-born. The United States is the magnet sucking up all the brains of the world, but now the brains are going back. They're going back to China. They're going back to India. And people are saying, oh my God, there's a Silicon Valley in India now. Oh my God, there's a Silicon Valley in China. Duh. Where did it come from? It came from the United States. So don't tell me that science isn't the engine of prosperity. You remove the H-1B visa and you collapse the economy. Then Wall Street Journal editorialized against a congressman who wanted to ban the H-1B, saying they'll take jobs away from the American people. The Wall Street Journal said, look, there are no Americans who can take these jobs. These are at the highest level of high technology. They don't take away jobs for Americans. They create entire industries. And so that's why we have an Achilles heel, and that's the educational system. And again, sociology majors are not necessarily going to be the ones determining the future of Silicon Valley. But physicists, engineers, we need more of them, not less.
The irony is...
There is no irony. There is no irony at all. There is no irony. The truth is that man, Micho Kachu, I could have been butchering that. You know I'm good at that. He's telling the truth. As far as America is concerned, we do not produce those high-skilled employees. We do not. And when, the H-1B visas, the educational visas, when those run out, those people go back home. So I pray that these little girls who have worked their behind off, the all-girls robotic team from Afghanistan, denied visas to compete in the United States because of the man that we elected as president. A Missouri high school, you guys remember last week I was telling you that Emmett Till's memorial was, like, they smashed it to pieces. It was completely more than vandalized. And Missouri high school students repaired the vandalized Emmett Till Memorial. A group of high school students on social justice across the country helped to restore dignity to the defaced Emmett Till Memorial after they came across it in Money, Mississippi last week. The Washington Post reports that the group of 24 students, part of the St. Louis-based Cultural Leadership Program, traveled the country for 3 weeks, learning about civil rights and meeting with notable figures such as John Lewis and Supreme Court Justice Ruth Ginsburg. On June 25th, near a grocery store where the 14-year-old Till allegedly took liberties into speaking to a white woman, a sign commemorating his short life and horrific death has been defaced. And these children came together and did their own thing. There's a picture, hand-drawn picture of Emmett Till. There's a picture of a fist in the air. There's all types of notes and fun facts. And it's just on paper, but the fact that they went out there and did something. I take my hat off to these young people that are doing something, that are out here investing in themselves, investing in their community. They're waking up. Kanye West leaves Jay-Z's title over millions in disputed money. Rah, 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 rah. I don't know where Kanye West is, but the recent photos that I've seen of him do not look like the Kanye I've ever seen. It does not look like him. I don't know where he's at. There's jokey jokes about he was cloned. There's jokey jokes about, Manchurian Candidate. But the truth of the matter is, I don't know where that baby at and where his mind's at. On July 1st, we were not in the building, but on July 1st in 1917, a car full of white men drove into East St. Louis, Illinois, and opened fire, shooting into homes while black men, women, and children slept in their beds. Troubled by this assault on their humanity, black citizens took up arms in case of these joyriders returning. Not long after, white plainclothes police officers, unrelated to the earlier incident, drove into the community in an unmarked car and behaved in what witnesses would later say was a suspicious manner. Thinking these police officers to be the same men who have driven through the community earlier, black citizens opened fire on the car, killing the two detectives. Hey, don't come around here looking all suspicious. The next day, the bullet-ridden, blood-stained car from the night before was parked out front of the police station in plain view of passerbys. White citizens, shocked by the sight of the vehicle, vowed revenge. They armed themselves, gathered in mobs at the intersection of Broadway and Collinsville in downtown East St. Louis and began their reign of terror by stopping cars driven by black folks and shooting execution style. Over the course of the next day, black men, women, and children were killed indiscriminately. Everyone was killed. Men were lynched, women were thrown off bridges, children were thrown into fires. 100 years ago, this was 100 years ago in St. Louis, Illinois. Do you know your history? It doesn't have to be February. Do you know your history? It does not have to be February. We started off with Remy. We're going to end with Remy. According to reports, Remy Ma is using her celebrity platform to advocate for women who cannot conceive children, and promised to start a fund to help those who want to be moms but can't afford expensive medical procedures to do so. In a video for citizens of Woke Wonderland, the Bronx rapper delivered an impassioned message about women who may not be able to conceive due to health complications. Remy is 37 years old and shared her own struggle to conceive after she got pregnant, only to find out she had an ectopic pregnancy, which meant that her baby was growing inside her fallopian tubes as opposed to her uterus. Thank God she had the finances for medical treatment and that she could someday expand her family. But being from BX, she knows, the struggles are real out here for people who can't afford but do want children. So she is putting together a fund for those women. Living her best life now. That's what she's doing. She's living her life. She's giving back. She's making sure that she does for self. And I'm with Remy. Like, I know the whole feud with her and Nicki. And Nicki's out here like, oh, so Jay-Z drops an album and tells you X, Y, Z. And it's like the Bible. But yeah, I've been telling y'all for years. What you been telling us, baby? Because your actions speak louder than your words. And your words are falling on deaf ears because all I see is breasts and ass. So please tell me what you have been saying, Nikki, because I don't. My anaconda don't. What have you been saying, please? Refresh my memory. But she, if you do follow Nikki on Instagram or you know somebody who does, she did recently post on Instagram that Jay-Z's out here telling people to stop, putting your money to your ear, stop sagging your pants, save your money, invest your money. All the stuff that Big City 101.3 FM, Waking Up With Tayla Andre, been telling y'all to do. But when Jay-Z say it, why y'all listen? Well, Nikki, because you got to show us better you can tell us, baby. And you have been showing us other things that do not correspond with what you think you've been telling us. I just want you to know, my love, I just want you to live your life. I want you to live your life. I want you to live it to the fullest. I want you to be happy. I want you to keep pushing. I know sometimes it's hard. I know sometimes you want to give up. I know sometimes you're like, I can't take this no more. Like, this is This ain't life. This ain't living. What is this? I'm wasting my time. I wasn't put here for this. I'm not feeling this. I want you to start new, like start brand new. Today is a new day. I don't care if you ate 10,000 calories in one sitting. I don't care if you beat your kids. I don't care, like, you cheated on your wife. Like, I start brand new today. Like, today was the first day of the rest of your life. Tomorrow cannot be brought back. There's nothing on this planet that can bring tomorrow back. Trust me, there's some tomorrows I wish I could recreate. Absolutely. But you can't bring back tomorrow. You can't bring back what happened. You don't have to wait until Judgment Day. Judgment Day is every second of every day when you sit down and you think about your life and what you did and what you didn't do. And you have to live with that. You have to live with what you did. You have to live with what you said. You have to own it. There are so many, how many of us are so afraid to talk in front of a mirror and to actually look at yourself? Like, how many times have you actually looked at yourself and talked to yourself and talked yourself into or out of a situation or gave yourself love? How many times have you loved yourself? How many times have you shied away or couldn't look yourself dead in the eyes? And I speak from experience. There were plenty of times where there was something within me where I couldn't, like, dance in front of the mirror, and I couldn't uplift myself in front of the mirror. I couldn't talk to myself in front of the mirror because of how I felt about myself internally. Nobody had to be around. There didn't have to be anybody in the house, anybody outside, windows closed, can't nobody hear me. But it was that, shying away from self. It took me a long time to thy own self be true. It takes a long time of you constantly being uncomfortable with who you are. Constantly being uncomfortable with that dimple of cellulite in your left leg. You have to continuously look into that mirror and battle whatever demons. What are you afraid of? Do you take head on what you're afraid of? Do you have discussions with self about what you're scared of and what you can do to overcome this fear? I want you to start today. Today is a brand new day. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. It's a brand new day. Good rising, good rising. How are you? Yesterday matters not. You did it. It happened. Own it. Look in the mirror. Say, hey, self, you did it. You did it. Regardless of the reason why you did it, it's done. What are we going to do to move forward? What are we going to do to accept, respect the decision you made? We don't do that. We do not respect decisions that we made. We're like, damn, why'd you do that? Damn, I did that. I know why I did it, because I wanted to do it. I'm not saying to go out there and be an a-hole, but there is something about a-holes that is so freeing. When they just, like, their truth, when they speak their truth, and they speak their honesty, and they walk in self, there is a freedom about it. That when you get jealous at a person because they speak their truth, it's not real jealousy at them. Like, oh, I hate that they do that. It's, you wish you could do that for yourself. You wish you could tell somebody, what do you mean no? What do you mean you can't do this or you can't do that? No. No, I don't want to. But you have to. No, I don't have to. Do you know how freeing it was for me to start saying no? It was really difficult for me to say no at one point in time. And now I'm like, no, I don't want to. There is nothing wrong with honoring yourself. There is nothing wrong with honoring yourself. Can you drive me such and such and such and such for $7? No. Has not, well, $10. It has nothing to do with the $7 or $10. I don't want to do it. I don't want to sit in traffic. I don't want that gallon and a half. No, I'm good. No. Can you watch such and such and such and such? No, I can't. I can. I don't want to. There's something so freeing. And not being an a-hole, but being so true to yourself that when you don't want to do something, you don't say yes. How many? Just think. You don't have to call 617-282-0062. Just think to yourself. How many times in the past were you like, why did I sign up for this? Like, why did I put myself in this predicament? Why did I leave my bed? Why did I leave the comfort of my own home? If you don't want to, your soul says don't do it, start honoring yourself and say no. Today is my day off. I want to lay in bed. And guess what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. Honor yourself, baby. Love yourself. But in loving yourself, you also have to fight those demons. And trust me, when I say I am fighting my demons. So recently I posted on Instagram that, hey, baby, you want to talk about demons? A man treats a woman how he sees her, and he learns how to treat her by watching how she treats herself. I posted that a couple days ago, and when I tell you, it resonates more today than it did yesterday when I posted it. Like, not just when a man treats a man treats a woman how he sees her, and he learns how to treat her by watching how she treats herself. Not just a man treating a woman. People treat you the way that you treat yourself. So if you're tired of people disrespecting you, what are you doing to disrespect yourself? If you're tired of people discounting you and not believing in you, what are you doing to discount and not believe in yourself? If you're tired of people taking advantage of you, what are you doing by taking advantage of yourself? Like, you have to seriously think about the way people treat you and how that mirrors how you treat yourself. You have to treat people how to teach. You got to teach people how to treat you. You have to. And they only learn by how you treat yourself. And sometimes you have to retrain people how to treat you. Because once you start treating yourself differently, you have to retrain all those people that came up thinking they can treat you any type of way during the time that you were treating yourself some type of way. Well, Taylor, how do you retrain somebody? You have to reiterate. Listen, I know in the past I let XYZ slide. I'm sorry, I've grown. That's unacceptable. And from this point, because maybe you didn't know I've changed. Maybe you didn't know I've grown. Maybe you didn't know that I'm coming into a new. Maybe you haven't seen these changes. So we're going to go ahead and count this incident as a learning curve. Now you know better, you do better. If anything after this point takes place, I'm going to have to cut you off. Or I'm going to have to treat you this way. Or we're going to have this conversation. But maybe you didn't know. Maybe you didn't understand the growth was happening, that it was taking place. You have to retrain people how to teach you. And if I can be a little transparent, I learned this from my kid's father. At one point in time, irrelevant. That's how I learned. He just said, I got to retrain you. I got to retrain you because this nonsense this is unacceptable. This behavior is unacceptable. This is not how the mother of my children should be acting. I'm going to have to retrain you. This is well over 10 years ago. And when it clicked, like, you have to retrain me. I'm not a dog. You don't retrain. Like, as an adult, thinking like an adult instead of thinking like a child, acting like a child, out here running wild, speaking reckless. You don't have to retrain me. I retrained myself. Oh, that's what it was. So, I'm being so transparent right now. So at a point in time when I used to be a crazy baby mama, I would call up to 100 times. No. No, but I would call back to back to back to back. You're not finna ignore my phone call. It doesn't work like that. You're either going to answer on ring 1 or you're going to answer on ring 1000, but you're going to pick up this phone. And it was definitely retrained that if you don't answer the first time, just leave a message to wait. I'm serious. I used to be a crazy baby mama. I used to do these insane things and think that you could control someone. I was young, baby. I was young. I was young and dumb. I can be transparent. Going back to retraining people, there would be a point in time where we'd rah in each other's ear. And he's like, listen, I'm not finna yell at you, and you ain't finna yell at me. I'm tired of this. I don't want to deal with it. You're either going to talk to me in an octave that sounds like talking, or we're not going to talk at all. And it took like a good year and a half, maybe 2 years, for me to understand that once my voice go to a certain octave and I stop throwing fingers and placing blame, that phone was finna hang up. And I, like clockwork, I knew it. He finna hang up, right? Click. Yeah, sound about right. Retrained. Even to this day, I kind of throw it up. Like, when he gets a little frustrated, I'm like, hold on. Is your voice going above a certain octave? Like, where's your inside voice? I'm going to need you to tone it down, or we're going to have to discontinue this phone conversation. Tayla, you can't do that. No, I can. I retrained you. And it's like, I can't tell you how long it took for me to have what I believe is a successful relationship with my kid's father. It took a long time. It took a lot of retraining. It took a lot of, looking at myself, looking in the mirror and saying, what about this situation? What about him has nothing to do with him and has everything to do with myself? Once I started looking at me instead of looking at him, I can't tell you how successful our parenting relationship is. I love it. I would not ever want to go back in time to a point that I was in. I never want to recreate that, ever. Not for myself, not for my daughter, not for a stranger. I don't ever want anybody to have to deal with the nonsensical nonsense that I put myself and my kid's father, as well as my children, because all of my energy, they feed off your energy. All that anger, all that hate, all that malice, all that, I'm looking for the word, it didn't come out. All of that, those children feel that. They feel it. And all of the, even if you do it in another room and come out of the room and be like, nothing's wrong. Oh, well, thanks for lying. But clearly, I know something's wrong. Every day's a new day. Every day. Start over. Damn, I was a real, I was an itch, that itch in the middle of your back. Well, today I can be something new. I am not the same person I was last year. I'm not the same person I was yesterday. Like, yesterday blew my mind. I had a spiritual awakening. I had, some vibrations lifted. I'm not the same person I was yesterday. I'm not the same person I was a month ago. I've learned so much and I've grown so much. I'm not the same person I was a year ago. And I do not even know the person I was 10 years ago. I see myself and some of these women out here, from my cousin's BMs to my uncle's BMs to I see myself, my little girl self, in some of these grown women. I do, but I don't see that part of me anymore. I'm like, wow, that was me. I want you to change. What is it about you that you want to change? What is it about you that you're sick and tired of people associating with you? I was tired of my kids' family associated me as the crazy baby mama. I was tired of like, oh, here she go again. I was tired of that quote-unquote stereotype. Now they're like, yo, Tayla doing her thing. Tayla raised those kids. Look how happy they are. They're grown. They're so smart. Damn, Tayla, you really like... I was tired of people being tired of me. Like, I don't even want to deal with you. That chick just steal your energy. Y'all got a whole lot of transparency today. I was that crazy baby mama. I thought I was being true to who I was, but I wasn't. I was nowhere close to being true to the real me. I was too busy worried about somebody else and what somebody else was doing and what they were doing around my kids. And, like, come on. I wasn't worried about myself. I wasn't worried about pleasing nobody. Today, whew. Do you know who you are? Do you know where you're going? Do you know where you hail from? Do you know who you were 10 years ago? If who you were 10 years ago is who you are today, baby, we don't need to talk, actually, because you sound like an energy vampire. You need to get better every single day, regardless of what it is. Stop complaining. Start howling like a dog. Ooh. Don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear your complaints. Don't nobody want to hear the same thing over and over again. You asking like, let me ask your advice on, and then you go ahead and do the opposite. Don't ask me for help when you're not going to listen to the words that I provide. Don't waste my time. Don't. Well, Tayla, what do you think? I don't think about nothing. What you think about it? Because you going to do what you want to do anyways, so I'm not even... What you finna do? What you think about doing? Just do that. Because me talking about it, quit complaining. Quit listening to people complain. Stop picking up the phone and letting people take up 20 minutes of your day and you wasted your time. You cannot get back any second of any day at any time. You cannot get that back. Stop letting people waste your time. Stop letting people call your phone and unleash onto you all of their problems, and then they walk away feeling, oh, that felt better. And you over there feeling like crap. You over here feeling like, damn. Today I thought today was going to be a good day, till I took that phone call. Stop answering the phone. You have to retrain people. When you don't pick up their phone a good 50 times, they're like, damn, what happened to you? Nothing. I just don't like, I'm just in my peace. I like peace. I like happiness. I like joy. I don't want no problems. My name is Bennett. I ain't in it. I don't want no parts of this. Be proactive. Stop waiting for other people to just like come out and help you. People are not, I unfortunately learned the hard way damn near every day. That we are becoming a society that doesn't care about anybody else but our damn self. Now, I want to give a huge shout out to the team. A huge shout out to the people that rock with you. Give a huge shout out to the people that F with you. A huge shout out to the people that do help you. Don't discount those people that invest their time, energy, and love into you. Don't ever discount them. But at the same time, don't wait for them to do for you to follow through. Like, you can't. You will be setting yourself up for failure. Start focusing on what needs to be done instead of how is it going to be done. Do you know how the sun was created? God didn't say, how will the sun be created? He said, let there be light. You need to start speaking into existence whatever you want without doubt. Let there be light. He didn't say, damn, will light be? Will there be light? How will that light be? How bright will the light be? How dim will the light be? What happens if there are clouds? Does it mean there's no more light? Like, nah. Let there be light. Let there be water. He spoke it, it happened, there were no questions. Focus on what, not how. We'd be so caught up with like, how this gonna get done? How this gonna get done? I want you to think about how many times did you think about how them bills were finna get paid? And God is good all the time. God is good. How many times did you not know how them damn bills were finna get paid? How that car note finna get paid? Them ends don't meet, baby. But it always works out. Stop thinking about how and just say, you know what? It'll get done. What Professor Devin Robinson said, if you owe $10,000 and you have 100, you have $9,900 more to go. Worry about that instead of focusing on that 100 that you do have. Worry about the what and not the how. Think what if, think next time, think of like if you made a mistake, like I feel like what, personally, as far as the Boston Business Builder, I'm like, listen, we were on air, we were on radio, we were in the Boston Banner, we had flyers all over the city, we had some of the most influential people in the city promoting it, big-upping it, supporting it, coming out. We had some of the best vendors. What did I do wrong? Like, I wasn't looking at, why the people didn't come out? Why weren't there thousands of people there? Like, now, what could I have done better? Maybe they weren't ready for it. Maybe I needed to scale it down a little bit. Like, we are so busy worried about what other people did or didn't do to make a success or to make something work or to, like, we're so worried about the other person that we can never sit here and take accountability and responsibility for self. What could I have done better? Maybe I could have worded it better. Like, what is it that I missed? What did I miss? Stop focusing on what other people did. What did you do? What could you have done better? What if this happened or what if that happened? We don't know. Are we creating our own opportunities or are we waiting for an opportunity to be created and handed to us? I want to tell a quick story. I just recently celebrated 5 years with Big City. Woo! 5 years. Big City 101.3 FM, Waking Up with Tayla Andre. But before Waking Up with Tayla Andre, I was on the Good Life Morning Show. I spoke to, you guys know who he is. I said, listen, I have a couple ideas. There's a few things that I want to talk about that, are a little too unorthodox for the morning show. When I tell you I'm an insomniac, I am a woman of the night. I love the moon. I love the midnight. I love that witching hour. I am a fan of 3 a.m. 3 a.m. is when everyone else is still, but yet the energy is so vibrant. So when I tell you Waking Up with Tayla Andre was not the most ideal, I'm not a morning person. I don't like the AM. Good Rising comes at 12 when I lift up from my bed. Like, I'm not okay with 4 a.m. How bad do you want it? It wasn't for me, how bad do you want it, but how bad do our people need the information? How bad do we need somewhere where unorthodox conversations become the norm? Living a little bit more consciously every day, unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. What are we doing every day to become more conscious? What are we doing every day to become more knowers? And not believers, but knowers, seekers, due diligence, truth finders. Are you committed to your growth? Are you committed to being the man and the woman that you pray to be? Because that's not going to come. When you see a mirror image of who your super self could be, are you working on that? Are you working on you? Are you working on being the best? Are you working on being committed to your growth? You can't be committed to the damn gym and still have a screwed up mentality. Holistically, the whole body, spiritually. You can't be, so in the church and love God and hate people. Like, how? Shout out to my born-again Christians. Shout out to the Christians that are actually Christ-like. How about that? Shout out to the Christians that are actually Christ-like. And not these Christians that be saying I'm a Christian. Shout out to those that are actually like Christ. That actually treat people the way they want to be treated. That talk to people the way they want to be talked to. That help people the way they want to be helped. Shout out to the Christ-like individuals and not the Christians. Be committed to your growth, baby. Be committed to yourself. Know your inner self. Know your life purpose. And you might need to discover that. When's the last time, I love them. When's the last time you did a vision board? When's the last time you said, this is what I want to focus on. This is who I believe to be. Whether you push a broom or whether you push buttons. Like, I don't care what it is that you do. Be the best and discover, what are you here for? Are you here, the key maker, sitting in the damn office making keys his whole life, but he had a purpose to open the door when the time was right. There's a janitor, I read a story about a janitor who worked in a school, outside of a school. And outside of the school was an apartment building. And 2 years in a row, at 2 separate occasions, a baby fell out of a window and hit him in the head. He saved 2 separate children that fell out of windows because they landed on him. He was at the right place at the right time where he was supposed to be. You don't know what your purpose is, baby. You don't know whose life you're saving. You don't know whose life you're affecting. You don't know whose life is looking at you and saying, wow, I wanted to be like that. I have an auntie, my auntie that died, Auntie Frances. When I tell you, she loved, Auntie Frances loved. She didn't care if you had warts all over your face. She didn't care what type of ailment, disease you had. She didn't care what you did in your past. She didn't care what names people called you. She didn't care about none of that. All she saw was the person in front of her and the soul of that being. And she loved everybody and gave love to everyone and was loved by everyone. I used to think that woman's french fries tasted the way they did because of her love. Like, then I later found out it was the type of french fries she was buying. But I thought everything she did was magnificent. She did not live a lavish life. She did not live a life where she left money. She did not live, but there was something about her soul that I was just like, I want people to love, like, to feel love the way that I felt she gave love. And the way she just, that acceptance and that appreciation just for people. So you don't have to, I say that to say she wasn't rich, she wasn't wealthy, she didn't leave a will, she did not have, she had nothing. She had nothing to give but the love that she had. But even to this day, that is who I aspire to be internally. So you can't sit here and discount your journey. You can't discount who you are because you don't have or you don't look or you can't discount that. You don't know who you are affecting every day by simply waking up. We're coming to the top of the hour. I want you to stop putting your life on hold. I want you to stop putting your life on hold. I want you to stop discounting yourself. I want you to stop getting on your own back. Forgive yourself, baby. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you need to forgive yourself for whatever it is that you did. Whether it was in secret, whether it was in the dark, whether everyone knows about it in the light. Forgive yourself. Look in the mirror and say, it happened. I did it. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want people to revere me as this. I don't want to be discounted. And if you don't want to be discounted by others, you have to stop discounting yourself. Stop mistreating yourself. Stop talking bad about yourself. Stop doing all these negative things to yourself. People are going to treat you the way that you treat yourself. And if people can't stand your ass, what about you can you not stand? What about you are you so frustrated with? What about you do you want to change? When you out here wanting to change everybody else. When you out here thinking, you know, you have to look at self. You can't point fingers. And trust me, I know that's hard, baby. It's hard. That's hard. It's easy to point fingers. It's easy to blame everybody else. What I say, tomorrow? You can't get tomorrow back? My bad. I said, tomorrow isn't, you can't get tomorrow back. Somebody said, Taylor, but tomorrow didn't happen yet. You can't get yesterday back. You're right. You can't get yesterday back. Tomorrow hasn't happened. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm looking for Jessica, my girl Jessica, who talks in the mirror. Here she is. This is what, I'm going to play it 2 times, because this is what I want you to do for yourself. I want you to go ahead and talk to yourself and give yourself daily affirmations. Look in the mirror and give yourself love. Look in the mirror and appreciate yourself.
Now my whole house is great. I can do anything good. I like my school. I like anything. I like my dad. I like my cousins. I like my aunts. I like my Allisons. I like my mom. I like my sisters. I like my dad. I like my hair. I like my haircuts. I like my pajamas. I like my stuff. I like my rooms. I like my whole house. My whole house is great. I can do anything good. Yeah. I can do anything good.
Better than anyone. When's the last time you told yourself that? When's the last time you looked in the mirror and you said, I can do anything good? I can do anything better than anyone else. When's the last time you gave yourself the affirmation that you need to conquer the day? When's the last time you invested in yourself words of love, words of healing? When's the last time you looked in the mirror and said, I'm sick and tired of being this energy drainer, to being this energy vampire. I'm tired of putting myself in these predicaments where I feel like, or I look like, and listen, your happiness is on your face. When you are miserable on the inside, you look miserable on the outside, baby. We can tell, we can see it. It's all over your face. I look at some of my old school pictures when I was a crazy baby mama, and I'm like, damn, I can see how unhappy I was with myself. Like, I physically was not appealing. I was not beautiful. My soul was dirty and nasty and like, yeah. You can see the unhappiness in people. It's on your face, baby. When are you going to change you for you? For you, not for me. I don't care. I don't have to deal with you. When are you going to change you for you? And just a friendly reminder, if you have somebody that's like that in your life, just sometimes you got to excuse yourself from the table. Sometimes you got to push away and say, you know what, I'm done. I don't need this. I ain't got the time. Sometimes you just got to walk away. I'm going to play that one more time. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking Up with Tayla Andre. Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. Motivational Monday, baby. When you point fingers, you got 3 pointing back at you. When's the last time you took a look in the mirror and did for self and changed self and loved self and invested in self? It's not called selfish. It's called being in love with yourself. And you can't expect nobody to love you if you don't love you. You can't expect nobody to respect you if you don't respect you. You can't expect anybody to treat you any differently than you treat yourself. How are you treating yourself? If you're tired of the way that other people are treating you, you need to take a look at how you treat yourself. If you're tired of the way people look at you, you need to start looking at how you look at yourself. I don't like the way people talk to me. Well, how do you talk to yourself? You're going to have to do some inner work. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. You're going to have to look in the mirror and deal with your demons. But then you're going to have to retrain the people around you to treat you the way that you've been treating yourself, even though they knew you or remember you when you used to mistreat yourself. I love you so much. I want nothing more but for you to be the best you can be, because when I pour into you, you pour into someone else. I lose no light by lighting your candle. And I want all your candles lit. Burning bright and burning clean. I want all your candles lit. So that way you can see easily the path of righteousness. Motivational Monday, waking up with Tayla Andre. I love you. I appreciate you. If you missed any of today's show, Mixcloud, SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, or you can video, audio, it's all there. You can also go to TaylaAndre.com for everything Tayla Andre. If you know somebody looking to buy or sell a house, baby, there's properties out here. Don't let them lie to you. There are properties out here, and if you're paying $1,600, $1,800 a month on rent, you could be a homeowner. You could be owning your own house with a front yard, a backyard, a garage. You could have porches. You could have whatever you want. Do what you want in your house. Paint anything you want. It's yours. 617-459-0041. Whatever you want, you can have it. $1,600 a month is a lot of money. You could be a homeowner. Faith Naturals, All Natural Everything. The Pum Pum Wash. I had someone tell me, like, damn, Taylor, you keep talking about the Pum Pum Wash. I went in there and I fell in love. Exactly, you're going to. It's nothing about being dirty, or it's like you're not supposed to wash every part of your body with. Do you know how many chemicals are in soap? And you just washing your stuff with chemicals, and it seeps into your skin. Your skin is the largest organ on your body, in your body, and anything you put on it, it absorbs it. It drinks it. So every time you bathe with nasty soap with a whole bunch of chemicals, your skin is drinking chemicals. Every time you use some Faith Naturals, you're having fruits and vegetables, oils, and organic herbs, and I don't know what the hell she uses in her stuff, but it's crack, and it's addicting, and I use nothing but faith. Aside from that, I do want us to be Second Amendment sisters and brothers. 617-293-1011, Firearm Fred. It's a great date night situation. And as far as breakfast and lunch and dinner is concerned, make sure Prestige Cuisine delivers to you. If you are anywhere in the city of Boston, Prestige Cuisine, they're on Facebook. You can Google them. They do deliver anywhere in the city. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Saltfish ackee, oxtail, red snapper. The food's amazing. And they have Nigerian food as well. So go out, fill your belly, feed your belly, tell them I sent you, and I hope you have an amazing day. Mwah.
My whole house is great.
I can do anything good.
I like my school. I like anything. I like my dad. I like my cousins. I like my aunts. I like my Allisons. I like my mom. I like my sisters. I like my dad. I like my hair. I like my haircuts. I like my pajamas. I like my stuff. I like my room. I like my whole house. My whole house is great. I can do anything good. Yeah. I can do anything good. Better than anyone. Better than anyone.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Lady Luck, and you are now tuned in to Big City, right here on 101.3 with my homegirl, my buddy, my friend, Tayla Andre, Boston's #1 talk show. Keep it locked.
Yep, that's right, baby. You know what it is? It's DJ Sus One, the feature presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with Tayla Andre Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m. on Big City 101.3 FM. with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. It's the type of stuff I'm into, alright? Make sure you tune in. Let's go.
I love you. I appreciate you. I can do anything good. Yeah. Better than anyone. Better than anyone. You sure can. Live your best life now, baby. Hey, y'all.